All right. Well, I'll tell you what happened as soon as you all get in here. This is take 2. I'll give you a second. Play a little bit of music till you come, I guess. Although I'm wearing my earbuds and that's where the audio is coming from. Da do da dee da 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 do da dee da. Yeah, here you come. We were at 90. Magic knows that. That's good. Does anybody know how much time had passed? I think it was about 18 minutes. And we started nearly 5 minutes into it. So that's like 13 minutes. So that would mean I've got, what, 17 to go? 17 minutes to go? Okay. Oh, you want to know what happened? My phone overheated. I mean, I guess it was feeling kind of hot in the car, but I was fine. But yeah, the phone overheated. I got that temperature warning. Your phone needs to cool down. Isn't that crazy? All right, so I came in, put the phone in the freezer for 30 seconds, and we're back in business. Okay, take 2 is not a Dave Brubeck song, but let's start with that. I got 17 minutes to go, and we were on 90. Okay, that's not bad. I'm old-fashioned, it's an iPhone. I love the moonlight. How deep is your love? How deep is your... The singing was hot. I really need to know, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down. That old black magic's got me. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. We've only just begun. And here comes the sun. Do do do. Da do do do. Isn't she lovely? I look at you and suddenly don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Are we really happy with this lonely game we play? You must take the A train faithfully. Dum dum boom 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 dum dum boom 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 dum boom 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 dum 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 dum. Blues at it, do 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 do. Don't you cry all night long, all night, all night long. She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. I love you, honestly love you. They say there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. Say it's only a paper boom boom doo over a cardboard sea. My baby don't care for clothes and my baby don't ooh what a little moonlight can do to you. I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll, so come on, take your time and dance with me. The look of love is in your eyes. A country dance was being held in the garden. It was the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Love me like a man. No, that's Donnelly. Call me all the line. Call me anytime. Call me. Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. It's a little bit funny, this feeling. I'm gonna swing. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. What a fool believes. I can't help falling in love with ba-dum dum bing dum ding ba-dum dum dum ba-dum ding ding dum ding. Sunrise, sunrise, it feels like morning in your eyes. Summertime and the living is easy. I'm too sexy for this song. Too sexy for this song. Too sexy. Aguashi pepe. Aguashi pepe. Camara. Aguashi pepe. And in the sound of silence. Doom, 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 doom. Get your back up off the wall. Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. Time after time, I tell myself that I'm. Hello, is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wonder what to say. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. Exit night, enter light. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are piping. From glen to glen and down the mountainside, you are the sunshine of my life. The bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. You say goodbye, and I say hello, 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 hello. If I had $1,000,000. Peg, it will come back to you. Peg, you better lose yourself to the music the moment you want it. You better never let it go. The blue sky is smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies. Do I see? Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet. Love Shack, baby. Love Shack, baby. I've got a car and it's as big as a whale and it's about to set sail. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be. No diggity, doom doom, no diggity, doom 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 doom. Somewhere there's music, how faint the tune. 'Cause I'm a creep, I'm a widow. Perdido, I look for my heart, it's perdido. Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man. I know why I've waited, I know why I've been blue. Mad world, it's a mad world. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. She's a brick and I'm drowning slowly. In old New York, if I can make it there, I'll make it. Stormy weather, since my man and I ain't together. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. My funny Valentine. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel one love, one life. When it's one hot time, summer in the city. Do 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 do. Jump, jump, everybody jump, jump, jump. Everybody jump. I'll serve you up like John McEnroe. Let's do 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 do. Let's stay. I get by with a little help from my friends. Woo! I get by with a little help from my friends. And I want to paint it black in my white room with black curtains. Cocaine, cocaine. Another one bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down. I'm comfortably numb. The groove is in the heart. Emily, Emily, Emily. Boo doo 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 boo boo boo. My analyst told me that was right out of my head the way he described it. Black magic woman, she's trying to make a devil out of me. She's a black magic woman. I'm singing in the rain. Just sit. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? When the night has come and the land is dark, I already did that one. In a mellow tone, feeling fancy free. I can't think of little sunflower, I got company. Everything's okay. Little red Corvette, doo 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 doo. She drives me crazy. Woo doo doo. All the other kids with their pumped up kicks, you better run, better run. I've been for a while, been for a walk on a winter's day. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Do 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 do. Sweet Caroline. I think we did that one. Boo. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Thank you, Keith. None of this do you mean? I am the one. Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. And I ran so far away. A total eclipse of the heart. Do 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 do. Like a rolling stone. Well, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. I fell into a burning ring of fire in a sentimental mood. Me and Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. Have you met old Jones? Someone said as we shook hands, it's only rock and roll to me. That's not how it goes. But it's only rock and roll to me. I can't think of it. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio. I'm Mr. Brightside. They say into your early life romance came, and in this heart of yours burned a flame. Everybody cut loose, a foot loose. Pick up your Sunday shoes. Valerie's dancing in a room above my bed, you know. It's the same. We're gonna get married. Going to the chapel. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold signed, sealed, delivered are yours. Ooh. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? We will rock you. You are so, you are so beautiful to me. I can't think of it. Rock you, here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away, my Sherry Moore. I'm hooked on a feeling. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, rocking all the time. Every honeybee fills with jealousy when they see. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Holiday, celebrate. I'm never gonna give you up. That's not it. I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. Never gonna hold around and desert you. Darn that dream I dream each night. You say you love me and then hold me tight. But when I wake, you're out of sight. Oh, darn that dream. I love Paris in the morning. Hold on, 'cause I'm coming. Oh, what a feeling. We're dancing on the ceiling. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. What goes up must come down. The spinning wheel, you got to go round. I wanna rock with you all night. 40 seconds. Dance you into the sunlight. Smoke gets in your eyes. Honesty is such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. Oh my gosh. A kiss from a rose on a grave. When they begin the begin. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. You can't buy me love. Time is up. That's it. All right, I've learned a lot from this experience, you guys. I learned quite a bit. One thing I've learned is to make sure and tell you what I thought. 248 magic. Whoa, 248. Woo. I don't know if it's really good or not because I haven't done this before. Got a little mint. I wanted to thank you guys so many times for keeping the requests coming. Every time I wanted to be like, thank you, keep them coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is Magic Jones? Magic Jones is a guy with a YouTube channel who agreed to keep track of how many of these I did today. 248, he said. Well, what's the math? If 30 minutes, 248, I wonder how many that is per minute, or how many seconds, like what was my, for every song, how many seconds did I spend on every song or whatever, if you divided. Somebody would be great if you figured that out. But yeah, thank you guys for keeping the requests coming. That couldn't have been easy. Sometimes you guys would say one song and it would make me think of another song and I wished I could sing it, but I couldn't just come up with my own ones. It's 10 per minute. Very good, not bad. 10 per minute, that's 6 seconds per song. I don't know if I could do any better than that, really, except there were a few times when I kind of had a lull or where I couldn't quite think of how something went. So that's the big lesson I learned from this, is that it's really hard to be singing one song and it's almost like being a DJ and queuing up the next song in your head before you actually let loose with it. My mother-in-law painted this painting of me at a gig a long time ago, and she's the best. And you can actually, if you visit my website, amydolte.com, there you can go to the merchandise tab and you can make like a mug or a t-shirt or a print or anything you want with this image on it, because it's really nice, isn't it? You were losing your mind just counting. Yeah, the hard thing was to queue up the next song in my brain while I was still doing the other song. So to actually feel another groove while you've got one groove going on is tough. It is hard to play. Like, have you ever been at a restaurant where there's a song playing and then somebody's like, oh, did you hear that song by so-and-so? You're like, how's it go? And then you can't think of it because there's another song playing already. That's kind of what it was like. So sometimes I would see your requests go by and I would think, I know that song, but I can't think of how to sing it right now. But some of them, I don't know, maybe it's a testament to songwriters right there, like the ones that I could do were people that wrote songs that can stick in my head enough that I can even hear how they sound while I'm singing another song. So yeah, any of the songs that I sang, I'd say they're pretty darn memorable. Bill, I'm glad it was a nice distraction. That's the main point of this. Keith, you came up with good ones. And you did use songs that started with the lyric, which really helps. If, like somebody said human nature a bunch of times, and I couldn't think of the words that I can think of now, which is looking out. All I could think of was human nature, which is just a small part of the song. So I couldn't do human nature in the moment. It's all interesting stuff to think about. I don't know that this is a skill that anyone particularly needs in life. Can anybody think of? Yes, I do know Gregory Porter. I think the only Gregory Porter tune I probably could have done was Take Me to the Alley. But I haven't listened to him enough to be able to know like originals that he did. Recall. Yeah, it's Recall. It is fun. It is fun. Thanks, Cheryl. And that's cool that you guys could think. I wonder how many songs you thought of and how many I actually pulled off, because there were a lot of songs you guys sang that I have heard of before. And like Little Sunflower. I can think of it now. Oh, that's cool, Peter. I can think of Little Sunflower now, but I sure couldn't think of it in the moment. How many of those songs have I recorded? I don't know, maybe only like 20 of them or something. Not in my professional recordings, just kind of for the YouTube sometimes. Anyway, fun experiment, everybody. And Keith, thank you. And Frank, thank you for giving me a little tips. That's really cool. I wanted to tell you guys about something. You musicians that are in here, colajazz.com, I think. C-O-L-A, like cola, jazz. Look up Cola Jazz. My friend Mark Rapp has recently put out, I don't know if it's an app, but it's a virtual tip jar. Like a better one even than Super Chat, maybe. I mean, Super Chat's pretty easy, I think, on YouTube. But he has set it up so that anytime any musician goes live, they can get a customized. Well, first, what you do is you go to this website, Cola Jazz. I think there's a link to it right there, and you have to enter all your bank information. So you got to put your checking routing number, and then your PayPal account, and your Square Cash, and your Venmo, and whatever else you use. He's got all of them there. And then, so once the app has that info, they take all your money. No, I'm just kidding. Then they give you a customized URL. You can put it right in the top of your, in the description of wherever you go live. Anybody can click on that and pay you very quickly with whatever, thing they use, whatever, what do you call it, virtual banking app or whatever that they use. So that's pretty cool. I think it's a really good idea. I also think it's early for my friend Mark, who has done that, and he might need some investors if you're interested in helping him out with it. Because right now it's just for free. He's just doing it to help all these musicians that are going on live and streaming all the time while we're all quarantined. I don't know that song, Sky. And I think it's a good option, especially if you tune in and listen to to people live. That's an option for you too. That you can. What's the URL? I think it's Cola Jazz. Cola COLAJAZZ.com. And if it's not that, just look up Cola Jazz. It's like I don't know. I think that's the workshop that Mark runs. His name is MARK RAPP, Mark Rapp. You like the segue from Yellow Submarine to It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Yeah, like that. That's right. Oh, slash tip jar. Thank you, Magic. That's it. colajazz.com/tip jar. Yeah, go get it, especially while it's free. I don't know if it'll be free forever, but it's a really good option for people to be able to get a little compensation for their live streaming. Super chat can't just use PayPal. I guess it can't. I don't think I've ever given a super chat actually to know that, so that makes me look like a bad person. But yeah, I actually don't know what happens when you click on super chat on YouTube. How hard is it? Keith and Frank, you guys have done it today. Do you have to set up? How do you even set it up? I don't know that. But oh yeah, another thing was sometimes I could think of a way to do. It's very easy, says Keith. Oh, Marshall, look at it, it's so easy. Marshall just did it. Thank you, Marshall. That's so nice. Oh my gosh. $20 from Marshall. That's so generous. Thank you so very much. Hi, Ethan. Yeah, train of thought is lost. Segue. Sometimes I could think of a clever way to segue from song to song, which could be if you have a gig playing in one of those piano bars. That could be useful, or anywhere where you play for requests, that could be useful. Like I've been on a cruise ship before. AZ, thank you so much for your super chat. Where the bar wraps around the piano, everybody just sits there and yells requests, and usually they'll play a whole song, but it is a good skill to be able to segue from one song into the next. And in order to do that, you have to be able to feel the groove you're currently playing and hear the groove that's coming up. It is kind of like a DJ. Like to cue up one thing over here and have another thing going, and then to make them meld seamlessly into each other. It is too late for the Europeans. I'm sorry about that for going live right now. How long until the album is released? That's a good question, Keith. I've had a little, I don't know if it's a setback, but it was enough to make me rethink things. So I need some advice about that, and I'm thinking about it. I wanted to have it out by May. I got some advice yesterday that said I shouldn't do it until middle of June, and that kind of made me a little bit sad because I want to get it out sooner than that, and it's ready to get out. It's just I have to decide about the promotion that I'm gonna hire, and that can take time. It's what the normal thing to do. I don't know if this is interesting to you. West Films, it seems like it is, so that's good. The normal thing to do is to get all of your tracks, completely finished, completely mastered, to have your artwork ready, and then to hire a promoter. Well, and also to decide if you want to print CDs or vinyl, and then that takes time. Might take 3 weeks or something to get your CDs printed from the time you submit everything. And I haven't submitted for CDs to be printed yet because I haven't decided how many to print. But so then when you print your CDs, thank you, Cedric, then you can send that. Like last time I sent 80 of them to my promoter. I'll give her a shout out. Holly Cooper was my promoter last time. And I sent 80 CDs to her, and then she sent all 80 of those out. She put them in packaging and wrote the addresses to 80 different writers. People from magazines, people from online streaming radio stations, all the people that she knows that write reviews of jazz records. So she sent all of those out. And then she sent another 150 digital submissions. So you can also put your whole album in a private SoundCloud or Dropbox folder. And then she has that link, and she sent it out to a bunch of other writers that prefer digital, that don't even prefer to have a physical CD. Yeah, this was for looking for the answers. That's right. And I'm sorry, Wogs Quick, I didn't see your question. If you type it again, I'll try to look at it. And then, yeah, so then, that's That's a big chunk of change to do that. Oh, would you like? I'm sorry, I'm kind of talking about this CD production. I do play some other instruments. You can see me playing guitar and some drums on my channel. Thank you, Marshall. I hope you get to hear me live soon too. I hope that the world wraps this thing up so that we can all play live. Yeah, what's a CD? That's a good question, Dan. Because I'm talking to an older friend of mine who's a singer in her 60s, and she said that she, sold all her CDs, and that her audience always wants a physical copy. My audience, not so much. I think my audience just wants to listen on Spotify mostly. And a bunch of you are great for downloading on iTunes. I always download from the people that I know personally. Whenever they release music, I always download it on iTunes to support them. But people that I don't know personally, unless I love their album, I usually just listen on Spotify. But if somebody's album has gotten so many listens from me on Spotify, I'll always put it in my iTunes library too. So it just kind of depends. But here's one thing, like when LPs are good for merch, for a souvenir. But do you have any idea how expensive it is to print vinyl? It's nuts, like really expensive to print vinyl. It wasn't worth it to me last time. I don't know if it'll be worth it to me this time. But yeah, LPs are awesome to have, and they're just beautiful in general. A warm sound, nice big pictures. That's right. So anyway, there's that to think about, how many CDs to print. Also, out of all the reviews that got written of my Looking for the Answers album, oh, thanks, that's nice. I like that tune. How much approximately? Like $2,500, something like that, usually to pay a promoter to do that kind of a thing. She also booked my CD release party, which was cool. She had an in with one of the clubs and got that for me. And she's just been a good friend to advise me on a lot of things. She knows her stuff. She knows what she's doing. Holly Cooper, Mouthpiece. I can't remember. If you look up Holly Cooper and the word mouthpiece, it'll come up. She's a great promoter and sweetheart of a person, so I do recommend her. But it is ludicrous how much you make through Spotify, but I don't complain about that much. Yeah, Mouthpiece Music, that's right, Natalia, thank you. You're only buying hard copies from your very special artist that you've known for years. Yeah. Everybody's got their own thing, how they purchase music, how they listen to music. I think I've said it on a video before. I typically make about $75 a month, I think, from digital distribution. So from the Spotify and Pandora and what's the really expensive one, like the really high quality, I can't remember what it's called. That one, all of that stuff all put together, all the listens, it's like $75 a month for me. And I don't get as many listens as like Tidal, that's right. Some people do, but I get more than other people do. So it depends on who you tell that you make $75 a month. Some people will be like, really, I'm only making like $2. And then the ones who make more than me probably don't tell me how much they make, so I don't know. But it's helpful. I mean, and I'm glad to give my music I would give my music to people for free if I didn't have to, support a family and stuff. So I don't have a problem with how much Spotify pays me, really. Yeah, but of the reviews that got written of my album, and I think there were close to 20 of them, I really cared most about the one that came from Downbeat. So Holly got my CD over to Downbeat, and they reviewed it, So that was special for me and big for me that I got a review in Downbeat, and so that's the one that I use. Same Magic. That's the like you call them pull quotes that you take out of the reviews, like the very best couple of lines you can use in your advertising and stuff. The Downbeat one's the one that I use because everybody knows what Downbeat is. So I wish that I could just pay somebody to send my stuff to Downbeat, and I'm kind of working on that. But I'd also like to, get a couple better reviews written, but I wouldn't like to wait until the middle of June to put it out. So there's that. All of that is the kind of stuff that I'm considering right now. And to tell you the truth, it's a big pain. And that's the hard part of being an artist who is like an indie artist I've got my own record label, and I just do it all on my own. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading comments. If you were, well, you know what? I've heard of some big jazz musicians that are with labels, and the labels are giving them tiny budgets to work with. Like big people, they just have the tiniest budget, and these people are having to hire their own promoters too. They'll pay for your studio time, but yeah, I've got friends who are pretty darn famous, and they're having to pay for their own promotion and advertising and everything. It's so even if you're an independent artist, it's rough. But even if you've got a label in the jazz world, still nuts. Yeah. If I'm not touring, why would I have to wait? Because of all the stuff I was just explaining about how long it takes for the promoter to mail all of the CDs out to all of the writers. And, if you're going to do a radio campaign too, that's like an extra $3,000. And so I didn't do it with Looking for the Answers, and I don't think I'm going to do it again this time. I don't think people listen to the radio enough for me to justify that kind of a cost. You wouldn't have any means if you didn't know how to produce yourself. Yeah, Magic's got his own studio, and he plays a bunch of instruments, and so he can do all the production himself, which helps. But to me, the studio costs and paying my bandmates and stuff, that's a drop in the bucket compared to what it costs to promote and to print CDs or vinyl. If I was going to print vinyl, that's way more. If anybody has any thoughts about this and you'd like to, send them to me in a private message, I would welcome that, because I'm just kind of trying to do a lot of research about and asking my friends what they're doing. Targeted Instagram ads, yeah, it's helpful, although not nearly as helpful as you would think. I don't know, maybe it is if you have some product that helps massage your neck, or like a Wonder Bra or something. I don't know, all these ads that I get on my Instagram all the time, maybe those are things that people really, really need. But I think if people see my an ad to go to iTunes, or an ad to buy the CD from my website, there's no way they're going to do that. On an Instagram ad, I don't think so. They might say, oh, Amy has new music out. Maybe I'll go to Spotify and listen. I'm lucky to have a YouTube channel to, sometimes Wonder Bra. I'm lucky to have a YouTube channel to promote, to be able to use this platform to tell everybody every time I have a new song coming out. Kiev wants to know how hard it is to make a living as a musician in the U.S. And I'm glad that some of you are networking right here in the comments. It's not bothering me. That's a good thing. But it depends. I'd say bass players have an easier time of it than anybody, because everybody always needs a bass player. If you don't know what instrument to play and you're thinking about it, pick the bass. You pretty much always have work. And it depends on what city you live in too. I know plenty of people who live in rural areas who have steady gigs at bars, and they're playing, 5 nights a week or something, and they're making enough money to live off of. Most everybody has to teach lessons in order to make ends meet. That's common. Usually when I meet a new musician, I'll say, how often are you playing out, or where are you playing, and then I'll say, and how many students do you have? I don't even say, do you teach? I just say, how many students do you have? Because pretty much everybody does. So yeah, unless you've got some kind of a steady gig a few nights a week, like quite a few nights a week, it's hard to make a living. And nobody makes their money from selling albums. They don't. I've talked to people that say they only make their money to pay back what they spent on their albums by touring. and selling CDs and merch at their shows. So that's huge, though. You have to, in order to tour even, you've got to pay for your transportation and your gas, and then you've got to pay for places to stay for everybody. So the people that make it work are people who rent one van, and everybody goes in the same van, and every city they go to, they stay in somebody's house. Then they'll break even, but they're probably not making money from putting out that music. But they get the joy of performing and meeting people everywhere, and that's a big enough payoff for most everybody, I think. I can't do that just because I've got a family to take care of, and I need to be there for them. So I might, and at some point, by the time my youngest son is 18, that's 5 years from now, almost 4 years from now, and then I'll be 46, and that seems a little nuts to rent a van and drive around with your players at 46, doesn't it? But it might be me. You never know. I always kind of hope that by then I'll have another option or two. We'll see. And thanks for saying that I look young. That's very nice. But yeah, I got 2 kids in college. You'd do it any day and you're 42. Rock on. Love it. And family life is great too. I wouldn't give it up for anything. I probably, am gone 10 weekends out of the year or something, going to festivals and doing clinics and things like that. And that's enough. Like, that's enough for me right now. I should get, there's some people up the road that have the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine van. Maybe they would rent it to me. They also have the Herbie Bug and the Mr. T van. What do you call that one? They've got the A-Team black van. I think they go around and do parties. You can see it in one of my skateboarding videos. I skated by their house and I showed the different vehicles that they own. That's a tangent. Yeah, but I don't know. There's all these facets of the industry to consider, especially when you're putting out music. And I sure didn't plan to talk about that right here today. But maybe I'll timestamp a comment to put where I start to talk about putting out your own CD. Yeah, those are some great vehicles. They need Kit from Night Rider. No. Yeah. Kit, was that the name of the car? I think I probably won't take any other questions unless they're related to what we've been talking about. Oh my gosh, Veritas. Jeez, that's such a generous super chat. Thank you so much. Really, really, really nice. I know it's scary to give money right now too. You don't know about your next paycheck. So that's definitely something to think about. And so I always appreciate anything anybody throws my way, but right now I probably appreciate it 10 times more. Any tips for starting out streaming? That's a good question. I have a whole video about my live stream setup, which is not this. This is these ones that I'm kind of doing nearly every day right now on my channel because of the COVID-19. I haven't been plugging into my nice setup, but I do have. Can I flip my camera? Yeah, I can. I'll show you my mixer. I always just have my Studio Live AR8 Presonus. It's a mixer and also a preamp. And there's a USB cord that comes out of it right here. This comes out and it just goes right into my computer for a straight USB. So I have 2 channels of my piano. I've got a nice piano mic that has 2 mics for stereo and then a vocal mic. So I've just always got these 3 plugged in, and that's that set up. And I have a whole video about how I do it. So you have to run OBS software to a separate camera, and also to be able to have nice sound, you have to run the OBS software. That's a little bit difficult to set up, but it's not too hard. There are tutorials online. Rolam, I don't think I'll make a video about jazz vocal groups. It's not so much my area of expertise. I do go to be a clinician for a lot of jazz vocal groups, but the kinds of things I work on with them are pretty specific and maybe not exactly what you're looking for. Okay, nice to have everybody here. Yeah, if you look up that video, my live stream setup, I talk about all the things that I have. And I'm so lucky too because I have a sponsor, Earthworks. They give me this guy, this SV33. They just let me have it. And they also gave me my PM40 piano mic, and that's just because of YouTube. I'm so lucky for that. Thanks for that advice, Cheryl. Listen to what my heart tells me. No, Earthworks is no small sponsor. They've been my favorite for years. Hey, Peggy, nice to see you. Thank you, Clara. I appreciate that. And I realize too that I'm super lucky because of my YouTube channel and the worksheets that I sell with my channel. Like that's all income. So but it took a long time to build the YouTube channel. It's not something you can just like, I never tell anybody, start a YouTube channel. That's how you'll make money. It takes a long time. But I sure appreciate everybody. And we had fun for that first half hour, right? 248 songs, not bad. I would like to give one last shout out to Magic Jones, who kept track of how many songs that I sang today, 248 of them. He has this studio in Utah. It's a great studio. And here he is right here. You should subscribe to his channel. If all 106 of you subscribe to Magic Jones, that would make this whole live stream worth it today, because that would be gold to get 100 new subscribers in a day for Magic. I think he would absolutely love that. He plays guitar and bass and drums and sings and writes songs. He does live streams like this all the time where he writes a song with input from everybody, and then he'll record like a finished version of that song. Veritas is already subbed to you, Magic. There you go. Magic Jones, not Magic Johnson. If Magic Johnson has a YouTube channel, you should all subscribe to that too, because nobody ever threw better assists than Magic Johnson. Wonderful. All right. Jason has subbed. Ben has subbed. West Films has subbed. Beautiful. Magic, thanks for keeping track of all those songs. I'm sure it messed with your brain. Natalia has subbed. Beautiful. Thanks, everybody. All right. We'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.